Don't move to Texas just yet, and definitely don't fall in love just yet. I know you've been looking at the stunning farmhouse or the sleek urban condo. Let's talk about the top 5 regrets Texas homebuyers experience again and again. I love living in Texas, but missing these critical tips could cost you thousands and leave you wishing that you would have done a little bit more homework. So grab your notebook, because the next few minutes might just save you some costly mistakes and serious headaches. Let's kick things off with property taxes, one of the most underestimated costs for home buyers moving to Texas. Sure, it sounds fantastic when you hear that there's no state income tax, but here's what many buyers miss. Texas consistently ranks among the top 10 states for highest property taxes. In fact, Texas has the 7th highest property tax burden in the U.S., with an average of 1.6% in tax rate. That means that a $400,000 home comes with an annual property tax bill of about $6,500 on average. And if you're in the city of Austin, where rates could climb up to 2.2% or more, the same home could cost you upwards $9,000 per year in property taxes. So while skipping the income tax sounds really wonderful, the reality is that homeownership costs in Texas can be much higher than expected. Property taxes aren't just a one-time issue. They could increase significantly over time. Property values in Texas are booming, which means that the taxes could rise sharply each year, especially in rapidly appreciating cities like Dallas, Houston, or Austin. My advice, always request a detailed history of the property taxes so you can get a good projection as to what those taxes will be in the future. And also factor in these taxes into your budget right away so that you know and have a good basis of where you will start. Next up, homeowners insurance. It's one of those sneaky costs that could catch you off guard. What folks might not know or mention is how much you'll be shelling out for homeowners insurance. Texas has some of the highest rates in the country, and if you're not factoring that into your budget, you could be in for a rude awakening. As of January 2025, the average annual premium in Texas for a $300,000 dwelling, the coverage is just over $3,700 according to Bankrate, considerably higher than the national average of $2,181. So what's driving these sky-high rates? Texas weather is brutal. We're talking hurricanes, tornadoes, hailstorms, and wildfires, all which rack up billions in damage claims every year. When insurance companies keep having to pay out massive claims, guess what happens? Premiums go up. And then the cost of rebuilding, thanks to inflation, labor shortages, and material costs, it's more expensive than even repairing or replacing a home in Texas. And if you think shopping around will save you money, it might, but here's the kicker. Some of the biggest insurance companies are backing out of Texas altogether. Progressive, for example, recently announced it's temporarily restricting new homeowner policies in Texas because of the rising costs. And honestly, for my own home, we've seen this directly as of last year in 2024, where our insurance company pulled out of Texas and we had to find another insurer. What does this mean? Fewer options, less competition, and higher prices for everyone left in the market. And then let's not forget about inflation, which is also a factor in these rising home insurance costs. Listen, you've got to make sure that you are running the numbers on all of the real costs of homeownership in Texas, because between property taxes and sky-high insurance rates, it all adds up very quickly. I touched on this one a little bit when I was talking about insurance costs, but let's really get into the environmental factors in Texas, because this isn't just about paying higher premiums, it's about what you're signing up for as a homeowner. I know Texas weather is warm and sunny and we have beautiful skies, but it also comes with hurricanes, floods, extreme heat, and drought, all of which can cause serious damage to your home and your bank account. Take Houston, for example, where flooding has cost homeowners billions in recent years. Hurricane Harvey alone cost an estimated $125 billion in damages, making it one of the most costliest natural disasters in U.S. history. Or think about San Antonio or El Paso, where triple-digit heat in the summer can cost you a ton of money on your cooling bills. And let's not forget about the foundation problems, because in Texas, the land doesn't just sit still. One year, your home is settling into dry, cracked soil, and the next year, heavy rains are shifting everything underneath you. That's a recipe for expensive repairs if you're not paying attention and doing regular home owner maintenance. Things you can do is check the FEMA flood maps, dig into the historic weather patterns, and budget for upgrades like hurricane-proof windows, a serious cooling system, and foundation reinforcement if you're into that kind of thing. It might feel like an extra expense up front, but trust me, it's a lot cheaper than dealing with damage later. Texas is growing, and with growth comes the boom, and rapid development is happening everywhere, from small towns to major cities. While growth can boost your home's value, it can also have some drawbacks. Cities like Conroe, Texas, have experienced significant expansion, leading to challenges such as crowded schools, heavy traffic, strained public services, and altered neighborhood dynamics. For instance, between 2015 and 2024, Conroe issued over 14,000 new single-family permits, quadrupling in annual permit accounts since 2015. Similarly, cities like Kyle, Texas have faced issues due to rapid growth. And y'all know I like a little Kyle, Texas, okay? Kyle has been the second fastest growing city in the US since the pandemic, leading to strains on water resources and increased heat levels. The local aquifer is shrinking, forcing the city to buy water from nearby San Marcos, and water bills have risen steeply. Authorities plan to import water via a costly new pipeline and are considering water recycling and drought-resistant landscaping. I have helped clients move to Kyle during our drought seasons, and what they do is they give you kind of an IOU to put your grass in. Listen, even in Cedar Park, where I am right now, there are water restrictions all over Central Texas, meaning we can only water once per week. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're out looking. Imagine buying your quiet, peaceful home only to have commercial centers or busy highways appear next door within a few years. For example, in San Antonio, updates to zoning codes have laid the groundwork for denser development along with rapid transit lines, which, while promoting growth, have raised some concerns for its residents, displacement, and parking shortages. Now, all of this development is great once it's completed, but during the construction process, it really can become a headache and wear down its residents. My recommendation, always research the city's development plans and zoning proposals before you buy. Attend the community meetings if you can, and reach out to the local officials to get a full picture. This insight will ensure your lifestyle isn't compromised by unforeseen neighborhood changes. Finally, let's talk about the intense housing market competition in Texas, especially in hotspots like Austin, Dallas, and San Antonio. Many home buyers underestimate just how competitive the market is, leading them to make a rush decision or spend more than what they originally intended. According to Redfin, Texas buyers have ended up paying 10 to 15% above list price, often leading buyers to buyer's remorse and financial stress, which we don't want. One of the biggest mistakes buyers make is assuming that all Texas housing markets behave the same way. In Austin, the median home price is $520,000 as of February 2025, with homes typically staying on the market for about 89 days. Meanwhile, in Dallas-Fort Worth, prices rose over 3% year over year, and homes averaged 60 days on the market before selling. Another factor at play is the continued presence of corporate and investor buyers who remain active in Texas real estate, though at slightly lower levels in the previous years. In 2024, institutional investors purchased 8.2% of homes in Texas, which is down from 9.6% in 2023, but their impact on the market is still significant. Investor activity varies from metro area. In Dallas-Fort Worth, investors bought 31,140 homes between January and June of 2024, while in Houston, they purchased 25,820 homes during the same time period. Even with fewer investors purchasing than in peak years, competition from institutional buyers, especially those making cash offers, continues to put them on the edge of a traditional buyer, which could cause some issues when it comes to you purchasing your home. To win in this market without overpaying, you need to have a solid strategy. Work with a knowledgeable real estate professional. I know that's what I do. I'm going to encourage you to do that. You do need that wisdom from an agent, somebody who can guide you. It needs to be someone who understands competitive bidding and can help you avoid emotional, fear-driven decisions. Set a budget before you start looking and stick to it. Just because others are overpaying doesn't mean that you have to, or that you're going to lose out on something that you could have had. There are more homes coming to market. And it's okay to walk away if the price exceeds what makes financial sense for you and your family. In a competitive market, the worst thing that you could do is let urgency force you into a bad investment. Buying a home in Texas is a big investment, and avoiding these 5 common regrets can save you money and stress and frustration. From property taxes and insurance costs to environmental risk, rapid development, and market competition, being informed and strategic is the key to making a smart purchase. Hey, are you looking to make a move to the great state of Texas? Well, I've got you covered. I have agent partners across the state that are going to take great care of you. And if you're looking in the Austin area, my team and I would love to be the ones to help you. Did you find this video helpful? Then hit that like button. And if you're feeling my vibe, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so that you don't miss a thing. And I'll see y'all on the next one.